Hi guys, so sorry for the delay in the videos. I did have a video that I tried to record that's in this sketchbook, but for some reason it stopped halfway through the coloring process, so I couldn't upload it. So I finally finished sketchbook number 2 and have already started sketchbook number 3, and I've already decorated it. So I want to share with you guys sketchbook number 2. Which has gone through some modifications because I did have a sticker up here and it got ripped off, so I had to stick this watercolor piece of paper down that I watercolored a long time ago on. So let's get right to it. Hi guys, so future omelet here, and I forgot to tell you guys I'm trying out a different recording method, and I'm trying to do a narration of my stuff so you don't hear all like background music and all this other stuff. So quiet moments I will add in music and try to do all that. It's a longer editing process, but I wanted to try it out for you guys so you might get better quality out of this mic that I have, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll catch you guys later. Alright, so this is a light sketch. This is just me showing you the date from when it started to when I finished it, which was just at the very last day of December to February 2nd. This is a light sketch that I did with pencil. It's probably the lightest sketch in here. This next one is a roleplay character that I did, and I was trying to get like a feel for like what she looked like so I could describe her to the person I was roleplaying with. So I drew her out. I'm trying not to show you the picture behind it so you can see this half a page that I ripped out. It's just a half face of me with my hair in a bun. I'm trying to show you guys the practices of lips and how I somewhat do my practicing, which of eyes and stuff. So I did that on the back of that. This is whenever New Year's was. Well, I already turned the page. This is on my Instagram, and this is like the show between different facial expressions of like very crying and then someone very still-faced, and I'm okay. This is for a practice of a character, which is like a little kid, which I'm really bad at drawing, so I scribbled her out mostly. Again, practicing of hairlines, facial expressions, bunches of like sadness, happiness, cunning. So something I scribbled out, wrote notes all over. I skipped that page for some odd reason. This is an art class when we started drawing faces, and this is a profile face. So just a flat forward. I did this with Crayola markers, which is why it's so crappy, but for some reason on camera it looks really good. Same with this one, which is just a my own fire princess, but it's not the princess from Adventure Time. That's a snake that I did. I'm skipping this page. I don't know why I stayed so long, but I know I'm not going to talk about it. I skipped that one too, which is just like really bad sketches. This is a thing for Garnet, if her hair was like down and curly like normal African people have sometimes. I'm pointing out the bad quality of Crayola markers here because that's all I had at the time. So there I was pointing that out. This is more ink sketches, and I like covered up her boobs for some reason. Again, more ink sketches, but this was me trying to finalize a character that's about 5 years old, so I couldn't do that. This is also something I watercolored. That is a self-portrait. I don't know why I'm going so fast, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, you can barely see what I'm doing because I mostly want to get to the good stuff that I love a lot. I really don't like any of this stuff. I don't feel like it was good enough. So I like would sketch really fast and flip to another page or sketch in the back, and a whole bunch of stuff happened. So I don't really like much of what is going on here. You'll probably recognize that face over there is a video. This is mostly me trying to get like a feel for facial expressions and how eyebrows like fold down, or how someone has like the creases on your mouth. I find them very weird, and so I don't really like to draw them, but I have to convey emotion throughout my stuff and drawing and feelings and stuff like that. I have to learn to draw these lines on people's faces. And so that's a picture of me drawing. I don't know why I spent like most of my time on that. I will skip that page over there with the person that you just saw after I look at this pearl. This is all in watercolors, and but over there that's just like a day's sort of like sketch that I eventually watercolored. But I love that pearl that I did. This is something I'm very proud of, and I love it a lot because of the body angle, and honestly, that hand is on point. If you could get a close-up of it, it is on point. I was dealing with this body type, and I wanted to draw her sitting down, so I looked up a lot of sitting poses, so I feel very confident in it. It's someone who's smoking, and so smoking, a lot of people say that smoking is like demons, and so I did draw smoke as demons, and so I very much love that because it's done in Indian ink as well. This is for an upcoming thing that you will see later, so I skipped it. I finally got Copic markers here, so I was very excited and was like blending with them and all this other sort of stuff. Me playing with more Copic markers. Oh man, I love Copic markers so much, guys. I highly recommend you get them if you don't have them already. See, here's me more playing with the Copic markers. The drawings on her shirt are Stablo pens, and I will show you. I'll do a review of them later, but I don't recommend them at all if you're trying to do just markers. That was a cat. This is the ballerina you saw earlier in those sketches, now finalized, drawn, and colored with Copic markers, which I absolutely love to death. Highly recommend Copic markers for you. Again, playing with the Stablo and the Copic markers together, I realized that Stablo markers, very hard to blend with, not an easy to use nib, and overall are like Crayolas, in my opinion. Those are watercolor swatches. You'll recognize this from a video if you've watched it. This was a comparison between the Copic markers and the Stablo markers, which I will do again in the review video. That's what I wrote on the side there, was the differences between each one. Again, this is another thing, kind of comparing them, using them exactly on the same picture. Her eyes are with Stablo, and so is the blue in her hair, but the Copics were so much better. This is a sketch entry for a sketchbook project that Mr. House, my art teacher, has given me, and I like this a lot because of the way I use the watercolors. This is also one of my favorite pages out of the sketchbook, which is just a bunch of eyes, which I'll probably even go back and do even more eyes on top of these, because I love drawing eyes the most. This was an actual, like, very nice, like, composed picture with my watercolors for the first time, and actually using shading and layering at the same time and trying to get a good feel and, like, feeling where the page is kind of, like, ripped there. This is an outfit I planned out for one day. I even wrote the date. It was, like, 1/19/16. This, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see. I'm trying to, like, see, maybe you don't just see the picture there. I absolutely love this picture. I posted it on my Instagram. I posted it on my Tumblr. I got the picture from Tumblr, and I loved it so much. It was so fun to do as well. This is another layering technique with Copic markers and my octopus. I hate this picture. Oh my god, I can't even believe I stayed on it. It was so difficult to draw with, like, there's a ledge there where my hand is, and it was so difficult. Like, I mean, horrifyingly hard to do that with watercolors because I didn't know how. So, I now know, but at the time I didn't know, and what I just talked over was a Steven Universe character of my own. I also got this picture from Tumblr, so I try to use that layering technique of the warm and cools together. The picture I just showed you earlier also inspired this picture because I love deers and antlers, so I pictured a deer with tree antlers, and so that's like a first one. I might do another one of that later on. This is Peridot. I'm pretty sure all you Steven Universe fans know and love her. She, it very much challenged me because she is basically a monocolor character. She's mostly all green with just a few touches of black to divide it up there. But she is very challenging because she is such a monotone character. This is, that was inspired by a flower. Obviously, as you can see, I mostly wanted to focus on here. Ignore that butterfly. Look at those colors. I finally have colored Copics. Yes. Playing around with the Copics, trying out, colors, stuff like that, different things and such. The skin tone, as you can see with this boy, I thought what I got was a skin tone, and it turned out to not be a skin tone. So as you see here, I used it for the brush handle thing and her jacket, which kind of was a bad idea because they kind of layer on top of each other, so it wasn't a really good idea. I used it for his hair this time, which was even a better idea than using it for his skin. And you can kind of see when I pull the page like that, there's a sticky note on him because I smudged concealer on it by accident after, I don't know, the lid was off for some reason, and so I had to fix it with a sticky note. I love that no face right there. It was just a small doodle page I did. This is Cotton Candy Garnet. This was about the time Steven Universe's The Answer came out, and I had to draw her. I haven't done a video for it, but I just had to draw her right after I saw that video. If you guys watch Haiku, which I'm pretty sure some of my followers do, that was my own Neko character on that Team Neko. This, oh man, this is hard to explain on what this exactly is. There's going to be multiple things with this theme. There's a contest going on at my school for bridges. The theme is bridges, as in like emotional problem solution kind of thing. You have to cross bridges to get to a solution. So that's what that picture was. And here, like, again, here it is, like someone obviously dealing with self-conflict, troubles with their own internal demons and stuff like that, and someone trying to save them. And so I'm getting you a little close up here. You can see someone's like choking on their breath, and then there are all the demons, and like someone could be there or not be there. And so yeah, there is another one of up close. Again, trying to deal with I'm sad. I have to think in this sad sort of state of mind to get this point across. Ignore those keys, that sleeve. Ignore that. I think there's a sketch on that page. I swear to God, yeah, you can kind of see it. It's like a TV with a dresser and like a pile of clothes. This is also for a sketchbook thing. My last and final thing in here, it was just this eye for video in my other classes, and so I had to draw a basic eye for the video. And next thing that's pretty funny is I pull up a sticky note and it says thanks for watching, but I wrote it normally in real life, but since this camera is going to be, since it's a camera and it's sideways, it's backwards and sideways, so it's very odd. And so I get my other one, which I wrote backwards in real life, so it's forwards here, but I wrote the G wrong, so I just left it. But thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. See you next time.